What's going on, everybody? It's your boy KCFL, King Self for Life Wrestling Takes. I'm a day later, but I'm here to give you honest review about last night's AEW Dynamite. Tony Khan is on the right track. Was it the best episode? Nope, but he's on the right track. Now, I know cats are still crying about the ratings. I saw it. 870, if I'm not mistaken. Listen, I'm going to be 1,000% with you. Are the ratings in the best picture right now? No, but I can tell you exactly why. Why? The name of the game for Tony Khan is not to focus on the wrestling. His job is to do what he did last night, which is storylines. Storylines is what carries wrestling. It's exactly what gets cats to care about the show. Now, I know a lot of people's like, well, certain people missing, you don't have this and all that. I get it, I understand that. But the fact that when you focus so much on the hardcores don't really drive the show. I understand we are going to tune in. As you can see, hardcore wrestling fans are going to watch regardless. Regardless, we're going to watch no matter what. We're going to tune in. People can complain about the show. That's what I say. I don't like, look at, if you complain about something, have a legit reason why you complain. But if you're going to sit up and complain all day and still tune in, that makes absolutely no sense. I advise you just not watch. There's no point in you tuning in if all you're going to do is sit up and say, oh, such and such is in the mud and that they done and all that. It makes absolutely no sense. It's like, what's the point of watching? You might as well go do something else with your life. You might as well go read a book or something like that, because ain't nothing on TV outside of wrestling. Ain't nothing on. I can say everything in this entire planet is wrestling. Everything. I don't care what nobody can say. You take it what I said, run with it. I said it. Everything in this entire planet is wrestling. Everything. So, this show, like I said, Tony Khan, he hit a lot of nails. Now, with some things on here, he could have, I when I watched it, I was like, at first I was like, okay, but since I had a whole day to sit on it, I kind of was like, all right, what's the point of this being on the show? We're going to break down this show. One of the biggest things about this show was about what Mr. MJF decided to do. We're going to get to that. We're going to talk about a whole lot of situations. I'm really going to go in on Jade Cargill's situation because I want to talk specifically on why I think they're going that specific route. I know there's a lot of people really don't give a rat's behind about, especially because of what Jade did several weeks ago. But we're going to talk about a whole lot. We're going to talk about match number 3. It's like a doggone playoff series. I'm telling you, it's like the championship series. I mean, they trying to come up with something different. I give them props for what they did. Talk about Death Triangle versus the Elite. I give them props. We're going to cover a lot of things, So let's go ahead and break down this show. So they are coming live from Indiana, if I'm not mistaken. So Moxley music hits. He comes out and he addresses the crowd. He says, can't nobody top him. He's the best in the game. He's the best wrestler. This is his household. He dares anybody to come out here who thinks they can step to his level. So he's just rambling. Now I'm sitting here saying to myself, like, man, when this fool gonna take a vacation? Listen, Moxley has been carrying his company on his back. It's time for him to go sit down somewhere, go rest his body, get himself straight, get his mind right. It's time for him to take an extra long man vacation because he's old. He's older because a certain somebody who's from my city decided to do what he did a couple months ago. So he had to pick up the weight, and now he's no longer champion. I feel it's time for him to take a long man vacation. So as he's rambling, he talked about how he grew up 90 miles from where they were. And he said he'd been putting in the work. He'd been doing all this crazy stuff. But like I said, ain't nobody on his level. So if anybody can step up to him, why don't you come on out? Cowboy Poops music hits and the crowd goes wild. I said, well, welcome back, Hangman. The story writes itself. Why? And they said because of what happened about 3 weeks ago, 3 to 4 weeks ago, they had a match and Hangman got concussed. And because he got concussed, he was coming out to confront him. He's like, yeah, this fool dang near cost me my career. He cost me a couple of, some time on the show. I was supposed to be at Full Gear, but because I missed Full Gear because of his behind. So he came out there, he confronted him, got in his face, ready to go. Moxley told him, he said, are you sure you want to come out here He said, or do you even remember anything? What happened to you? Are you sure? They started brawling. They started going nuts. They started going crazy. Security folk, referees, everybody trying to hold them back. They went all the way up to the ring, right there to the entrance. Moxley over there slipping. I mean, they just beating the brakes off each other. So that tells me this. Moxley's going to have this final match. He's going to wrap this storyline up. And Moxley's not only going to lose, but this is probably what's going to knock him off TV, where he can have his long vacation because it's well deserved. So right here, this is what I like. Right? Story driven. Storylines matter, ladies and gentlemen. This is what like I said, I like great wrestling, but what the clown are you on TV for? What the heck is you on the for? What you on the show for? Why are you there? I need to have a reason for why you on TV. These two have reason because of what took place 3 weeks ago or 4 weeks ago. Perfect. They did what they did. Carter carried off. Try to cool heads or whatever. So, first matchup, Bryan Danielson versus Dak Hardwood. Now, this match has absolutely no storyline. This is just TK putting out two great wrestlers, putting on a great wrestling match. This is, like I said, very good wrestling match. And I think Dak Hardwood is trying to get Wrestler of the Year. I believe that's what he's trying to do right now. I believe he's trying to get Wrestler of the Year. Now, my pet peeve is always champions losing the non-championship matches. I get it. He's protected. I understand that. But I guess since Bryan is getting ready to potentially be dealing with MJF, this man had to win. He had to. So Bryan goes over. He wins. And Bryan, telling the crowd to give him a high five and clap him up, and he wanted to shake his hand. Dak Hardwood walked up and acted like he was going to walk off, but then now he was teasing. He shook him, hugged him, and all that, embraced him and everything. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm telling you right now. So, FTR's contract is coming up in April 2023. Excuse me. I called myself laying down early, so I wouldn't be yawning, so I apologize about that. Let me tell you something. Would it be a problem if they went back to WWE? No, because I feel like they've done everything, But if they stick around, I think it wouldn't be a problem. So I really don't have a problem with what they do. I don't know if they want to take a year off. They can take a year off. They can rest their body. They can get healed up. Do whatever they want. Like I said, they want to go back to Triple H. I ain't got a problem with it. You want to do what you got to do. So, like I said, that's that. So, right afterwards, we got a promo from Ricky Starks, pretty much saying that he is going to get himself in the Battle Royal for the Diamond Ring. He says he's already getting ready to take that championship away from MJF to let him know and everybody in the back know that he is absolute and this is his time to shine and all this stuff. Now, I'm going to be 1,000% with y'all. These are the type of matches or these are the type of situations. I understand what we're doing. We want Ricky Starks to quote unquote get some victory or get some momentum because we already know the edible. Everybody and their mama know what's going to happen come winter is coming. We all know Ricky Starks is losing. We all understand that. So I guess this is Tony Khan's best way to give him some, the upper hand. I guess, I don't know. But if this man is getting in it, it just only feels right that he's going to win that diamond ring, But, that's that. So, like I said, decent promo, So right afterwards, backstage, come back, Heyman and Mox are still beating the brakes off each other. They still had to be pushed off. So because they was beating the brakes off each other, more than likely they're going to be suspended. So Renee is doing a sit-down interview with the BCC and the JAS. And obviously, they all going to be wrestling each other at December to Dishonor. They was taking shots. Pretty much they said that Claudio would look great being a sports entertainer, hanging out with them, doing all this goofy stuff. Then Yuta chimed in and said, I'm tired of listening to you losers. I'm going to beat the brakes off you. Matter of fact, DG, let's run this thing back. And I'm going to take your championship. So, obviously, we getting part 3 between Daniel Garcia and Yuta Wheeler. Now, they've had 2 excellent matches. Part 3, I ain't got a problem with it. Well, we all know Yuta's not winning. DG has this championship on lock. And now I'm very curious on if this is Claudio's time to regain that championship or he's going to lose. I don't know, but I'm definitely tuning in. I'm definitely going to watch. So, like I said, man, Ring of Honor stuff definitely needs its own TV. I personally think that's another reason to why the ratings have been low, because it seems like more people only tune in because they just want to see the AEW stuff. But because Tony Khan has been trying to tie in the Ring of Honor show with it, and a lot of people just say, you know what, man, I'm good. You know, it's good to have, you know, a different wrestling show or whatever. But what TK and them trying to do is just not my cup of tea. You know, so that's that. So we got AEW new signee AR Fox taking on Samoa Joe for the AEW TNT Championship. Now, here's the deal. When it comes to AR Fox, it's good to see another brother on the show. Listen, I get what Tony Khan is doing. I understand he's trying to quote unquote cater to us right now because he got the backlash. He got the backlash about there ain't nobody black on the show and this, all that. But let me tell you something. I tell you every day, it's not about just us on the show and wrestling. Why is AR Fox wrestling Samoa Joe for a TNT Championship? I understand he's the newest AEW signee. He just got on board. This man had no business being in this position. None whatsoever. I understand he just got put on. You want us to care about AR Fox. Well, why if he's going into a match where we know he's losing? I get it. The young man can wrestle, you know. But the name of the game, like I say, everybody, especially when it comes to us, presentation. Presentation is the key. Presentation is what matters the most, especially when it comes to the black wrestlers. Listen, presentation matters with every wrestler, regardless of what race they are, but especially with us. If you want us to get over, you got to present us right. And just throwing homeboy in here with a championship match where we know he ain't winning, you know, I'm gonna be 1,000% with you. Samoa Joe didn't really need to wrestle on the show. He really did. He did not. He could have easily did this. What they could have done. He could have came out there and first of all explain why did you turn on Warlow. We didn't even need this match between him and AR Fox. You didn't. You could have set AR Fox up to wrestle somebody else, get him a solid win, start building him up to a potential TNT shot for later on, not right now. We need to get a clear understanding why the heck is Samoa Joe here? Why did he turn on Warlow? What was the whole motive about it? Tony Khan didn't give us no explanation, no nothing. This is the areas where he still needs a lot of work. He still needs help. So I understand why certain cats like my main man, King Mike, would take a huge dump on Tony Khan because of idiotic booking like this, because it was stupid. And AR Fox really didn't do anything. You knew he was going to get murdered. Samoa Joe murdered. I don't know how long the match was, but he murdered. So like I said, good pickup on AR Fox, but we don't know what the heck AR Fox is. We don't know what he's about. We don't know nothing. And Samoa Joe really didn't need to have this match. We needed an explanation to why he did what he did. Then he explains why he did what he did. And after the match, he got to cut a promo talk about he's the king of the ring and he's running everything in AEW, Ring of Honor, and nobody taking his championship. Then that's when Warlow popped up and said, oh, you think you the king of TV and all this stuff. Well, let me remind you, you're still in Warlow's world. I'm coming for them championships. Listen, if he would have just explained why he turned on that man, then Warlow's tape promo would have been perfect because it would have eased right on in. It would have eased right on in to exactly of why he did what he did. But no, Tony Khan said, let's go ahead and throw this AR Fox dude to the wolves. You know, I want to make sure that I please the black audience and all that stuff. That's not how you please us, like, bro. That's not it. That's not how you do it. I'm glad you signed this young man, but presentation is the key when it comes to our wrestling. Just giving us matches and throwing us on TV, that's nothing. That is absolutely nothing. I'm just serious. And people will say, well, no. Because a lot of us don't watch Dark. I don't watch Dark. I'm not familiar with, I am familiar with Dark, but I don't have time for Dark. And based on how Tony Khan presents it, he really does not care about Dark. Because from what I'm told, nothing really matters on Dark. So, first of all, we should even know nothing about no Dark. That's the biggest problem. That's the biggest problem about AEW. We should know absolutely nothing. Dark shouldn't even be a thing. It's called Dark for a reason. It's matches that you don't see. But the fact that they got Monday, Tuesday, man, it's a complete waste of time. I'm sorry. I know AEW hardcore head is going to come for my helmet, but it's just a waste of time. I'm sorry. It really is. It should only be for the wrestlers themselves. You shouldn't see it. We shouldn't see it. It should be for them and them only. AEW television is for cats that's ready to be presented into a storyline or already in something. You know what I'm saying? So, like I said, this could have been a better presentation on Tony Khan's part. But like I said, I guess we'll figure out some other things. Now here's the deal. Now, before I talk about Powerhouse video package, they did talk about Hook handling the business with his FTW championship, how he beat the brakes off of Lee Moriarty on Rampage. I said, well, why the clown didn't Tony Khan have 10 give an explanation of why he did what he did by turning his back on the Dark Order? You want people to care about Rampage, why don't you show what happened? Then 10 can explain himself. Explain, why did you do what you did? He had -1 abysmal. -1 has been heartbroken. He lost his main guy. He lost him. He turned to the dark side. You got a story right there. Tony Khan decided not to do anything. Then another. House of Black. They returned. And nothing. They returned last week. Absolutely nothing. Not on TV or nothing. And I don't know what the clown happened to Miro. I don't know. I've been waiting on Miro to come back. I don't know. Maybe Miro gonna be in this battle royal. Maybe. I don't know. See, we need to be getting back to normal. It's time to get back to normal. It's time to start bringing back cats that's not hurt, that's ready to go. Start getting them back on TV. So, Will Hobbs cut a promo, very genuine promo about him going in the inner city, about what he's getting ready to do when he gets the opportunity to do it. It's called the Book of Hobbs. And he was in the hood, went to the barbershop. He seen some cats over there playing dice. And they looked at the man. They looked like they was going to do something. Hobbs looked right back at them and said, yeah, I want y'all to take one step forward. He was going to break them like a twig real quick. Let me tell y'all something. Hobbs is being prepared for something special. Now, ladies and gentlemen, Hobbs won't be nowhere near a title picture until possibly the end of 2023, middle of 2023. But he won't be AEW champion until possibly 2024 and moving forward. But right now, they are preparing him. They're pushing him. They're allowing him to cut these video packages about certain things that go on. What's real to him. See, a lot of times people talk about the stereotypical black gimmicks that we get. I mean, look, because if you look at it, a lot of times black wrestlers, it seems like that's the only thing cats only know how to book. And when I get to Jade Cargill's situation, I'm going to talk about that, because now, based on how they present her, I'm going to be 1,000% with you. That segment they had last night was a waste of time. But right here, I'm cool with this. I'm cool with it. I'm willing to hang in there with TK to see exactly where he goes with Will Hobbs. But right now, we're preparing him to be where we want him to be. Because I know I've been wanting to see this young man get some gold around his waist. I don't want him to be TNT champion right now. Absolutely not. I know there's a lot of fools that want him to be. I don't want him to win the championship right now. I would prefer him to win the main title when it calls for come 2024, 2025 in that position. Because I feel like it's a whole lot of other clowns that they're going to be dealing with come 2023. Because we already know MJF ain't losing that championship no time soon. So, just talked about that. So, William Regal comes out. He introduces the main man who's the AEW champion. And he comes out. Comes out to Signature Music. MJF comes out. MJF's going in. He talked about how him hooking up with Regal was the best decision he ever made in his life. Then he started talking about the hillbillies in the audience and all that. And then the crowd. Now, it's funny how the crowd was cheering him, but then they started telling him to shut the F up. I said, because he's back on heel mode. I told you. MJF is so liked that sometimes cats be acting like they don't want to boot a man until he says some out of pocket type of stuff. Now, y'all not gonna like what I'm about to say about MJF. Y'all are not gonna like it, but I'm gonna be 1,000% with y'all. MJF, as of right now, based on his portrayal of what he is pushing or what he's trying to do, you know what? I'm gonna say that. I ain't gonna say it. I'm not gonna say it because I might get in trouble. But let me tell you something. He's trying to play like I never watched that demonic show. Some people talk about it. I think the name of the show was called Lucifer. It was basically trying to make the devil like he was the good guy. Well, we all know Satan is evil as heck, but basically this is the character that MJF is trying to present right now. So he's babbling, and he said, this championship I'm holding right here was held by some pretty cool, talented cats, but these cats, neither one of them was on my level. So he tossed it to the ground. So obviously I said they present him a brand new Pacific championship for himself, which is exactly what it was. It's the Blueberry or Ballberry Championship, which is basically his scarf. It's basically the same title, but it's got his colors on the belt buckle. That's all it is. And he mentioned, he said, well, since I might as well say I'm getting ready to start having feuds. First and foremost, I got to take out the trash known as Ricky Starks. Take him out. Then I'm going to deal with Eddie Kingston. And then potentially the worst wrestlers, who's the biggest mid wrestler of all. No disrespect, William Regal, Bryan Danielson. So he basically told you 3 feuds that he's about to progress into. One thing I like, MJF is upfront and telling you exactly what's going to take place. So it's not like you not going to know what's going to happen. He's telling you. Now the question is how we get from point A to point B to point C. I believe this is what's going to happen. So he's going to manhandle Ricky Starks. Then we're going to deal with Eddie Kingston. Possibly come Revolution. Revolution pay-per-view is probably going to be Bryan Danielson versus MJF. Which, listen, you know that match gonna slap. You know it's gonna slap, and I'm gonna be here for it. So, as he's talking, as he's going in, crowd was saying this is boring and shut the F up and all that stuff. And he said, I'm basically gonna hold this championship for the bidding war of 2024. He mentioned Nick Khan, he mentioned Triple H, talked all this foolishness and all this crap. So he read William Regal's letter again, and he went behind him, and he said, I want to thank you. And as soon as he said he wanted to thank him, the man knocked him out cold. Now, there's a lot of word going out that William Regal's contract is up, despite him, quote-unquote, signing a 3-year contract. Let me tell y'all something. It seems like, I don't know what it is about these dirt sheet circus clowns, but they always seem to be talking about who's getting ready to leave this and do it. I don't listen until they actually dip and show up over in WWE land. They show up, but these fools, it seems like that's all they know. So right now, William Regal's contract situation is the big talk right now, especially with what just took place last night. Now let me tell you something. He sold a mess out of that. It knocked him out cold, and Bryan Danielson came out. He only had one boot on. He was in training, and let me tell you something. The sympathy that William Regal was getting, despite him deserving what he got. And you know, Bryan looks up to that man because he helped train that dude. Got into the ambulance. I said, this is when you need an ambulance. This is what you do. Why? MJF is the devil. And he told him, he said, you made a deal with the devil thinking that I was finna be tight with you, but you had absolutely no idea how much I duped you. And read him back the same exact email he gave him when he pretty much told him that you're not going to fit in this WWE locker room. MJF's title run, ladies and gentlemen, is about to be something. Now, we rave about Roman's title reign right now. I'm gonna be 1,000% with you. I'm ready for it to end. MJF's title reign, which we know is gonna be a year long. Get prepared. The question is how it's going to be presented. That's what I'm here for, ladies and gentlemen. I want to see how well does his title reign go. How well can he get to be so invested in whoever the baby face that he's going to go against, how well they're going to match with him, and how more am I going to be wanting to see that said baby face take their championship off of him. That's what this whole thing is about. This thing is big, ladies and gentlemen, because the fact that he said I'm going to carry this over into the bidding war of 2024, this is huge. Ladies and gentlemen, peep the game. Peep the game of what Tony Khan and company is doing. This is called epic storytelling. This is called getting you ready. You're going to feel some kind of way. I was thinking about that segment the entire show. I felt some kind of way. It made you feel some kind of way. This is what we need more so in wrestling. I want every situation to matter on TV. I don't want 80% of the show to matter and then the other 20 is just a complete waste of time. Complete. But this is great. This is brilliant. This is outstanding. They did their job. Everybody did what they had to do. So, we get this. We got Ricky Starks taking on Ari Daivari. Now I'm gonna be 1,000% with you. This is another waste of time match. I get it. You want a Ricky Starks to get the upper hand. So while they out there, here come Stokely, here come All Ego. Pretty much said that you ain't gonna do nothing, and then Matt Hardy come running out there talking about deleting all this dumb stuff. I'm like, look, I'm assuming I heard on the street, word on the street is Jeff is coming back. So, do we see now? Here's the question. Now with Jeff coming back, will the Acclaim be dropping the championships to Jeff and Matt? I don't know. I have no clue. I don't know. But this match was like 2 seconds. Ricky Starks beat the brakes off of him. Ego and Stokely talking some bull jive or whatever. More than likely, Ricky and All Ego is going to have a feud. After he's done with MJF, this is going to be their ongoing feud. This is what so Ricky is basically going to have to try to deal with the firm. That's what this is all about, you know. But like I said, this matchup was a waste of time. It was just there. It was like 1, 2, 3. This just shows that whole, whatever it was, that what was that statement that the trash busters or whatever? It was a waste of time. Because as you can see, my man was already out there. It was a waste. So this matchup was, unfortunately, it was a waste. It really was. It was not needed. Like I say, you got so many. Like I say, you could have used this segment with 10 to explain what he did. You know, Ricky already cut a promo. Ricky didn't need to be on the show. He didn't need to wrestle. Ricky already said, I'm about to enter the doggone Battle Royal. That's it. That's all. The Battle Royal is next week. That's when Ricky show up. This was a waste of time. He didn't need this. Tony Schiavone is in the back. He's talking with Team DMD. The shots, the settlements. I'm telling you, Britt wants that championship. She feels the championship is hers. So, Britt said we're going to have a quote-unquote, no, Jamie's going to have a sit-down with Tony Schiavone. And Saray, you can have your talk with Renee. Oh, and Renee, we know you're going to be off because of the quote-unquote suspension that's coming with Moxley and then Hangman. Britt, every time when Jamie tries to say something or do something, Britt always asserts herself. The slow but steady teasing. Now, I understand a lot of people is like, what's the whole point of these sit-down interviews? I agree. We got to come up with something different. We definitely have to come up with something different. Like, everybody don't have to always do a sit-down interview. Everybody don't have to always. It don't have. Personally, I think the only time you do a sit-down interview is when a match is set for a said pay-per-view. That's when you do the sit-down interview. But it seems like that's all they doing right now. It's like, come on, TK, we got to come up with something different. We had to. And as of right now, Sorrell is slowly but steadily just easing her way back into this wrestling game. So maybe that's what she's talking about. Maybe, I don't know, but the signs are pointing to Britt turning on Jamie. It's coming. We don't know when, but it's coming. Anna Jay versus Willow Nightingale. Now, a lot of people got mixed views on Willow Nightingale. Anna Jay, I'm gonna be 1,000% with you, man. Anna Jay, to me, I don't know why. I just feel like Anna Jay. Listen, I think the feud that will make Anna Jay is when her and Tay finally start beefing, because I feel like Anna Jay is more so of a baby face. When I look at her, I don't want to boo her, but the fact that she's with JAS right now, she's with Tay, it's like, Willow Nightingale, it's her bubbly personality. Now I understand people talk about, listen, I've been watching Willow Nightingale. Young lady has been definitely improving a lot, but she sure do be doing a lot of dancing. She does a lot of dancing, and I'm like, at first I kind of was, I wasn't really, on her case about all the dancing that she be doing, but I'm watching and I'm like, she kind of doing a little bug dancing. I'm like, it's a little bit too much bug dancing right there. We need to calm down on that. Here we go, stereotypical black wrestler. We got to be cutting a jig or doing some stuff. I was like, nah. But here's the deal. I still like her. I still think she's a great wrestler. She's, she's coming along. She's improving. Right now, just continue to do what you do with her. Have her continue to have these settled wins. Athena is taking that championship off of Melissa or Mercedes on December the 10th. Maybe we can build up Willow Nightingale to be the one to dethrone her. Maybe. She wins by doing the Dr. Bomb, gets the victory. And so after the match, Tay and Anna Jay looked like they was finna do something, and Ruby Soho returns. The crowd went nuts. It's good to see Ruby Soho. So now, since Ruby Soho has made her return, I don't know. Maybe we might have to go back to square one when it comes to that TBS championship. Maybe Ruby Soho is the one that's going to dethrone Jade. Maybe. So, QT, OC, Tony, talk about we was tired of getting interrupted. More than likely, who they get interrupted by? House of Black. House of Black wasn't on the show. We getting these two again, and unfortunately, it's going to be a garbage lumberjack match. I absolutely hate lumberjack matches. Lumberjack matches are the same. It don't matter if it's a WWE, Impact, AEW. I hate them. They are a complete waste of time. Once again, Tony Khan went from Rampage being important to Rampage being unwatchable. I don't care. I absolutely have no desire for this match. OC's going to win easy. This is nothing. This is absolutely nothing. This is something that you could have had on Dark. I'm sorry. It's a waste of time. Waste. Now, let's get to it. So, this is supposed to be a so-called celebration. Now, anytime when you have a cake out there, you already know the cake always gets messed up. This shouldn't even have been a celebration. Jay should have called this a state of address concerning the baddies. It would have made more sense because now she's addressing her co-workers. She's addressing Layla Gray, and she's addressing the returning of Miss Red. It's a celebration. What are you celebrating? What the heck are you honestly celebrating? It should have been called an address. Now, Jay came out there basically half naked. Here we are again, ladies and gentlemen. I love Jade Cargill. I absolutely do. Jade Cargill, one of my favorite parts of AEW. However, I've been on her case for a long time. The one weakness about Jade Cargill is still her in-ring work. That is the number one thing that she must get better. And I hope that after this title reign is done, I hope they find a way to quote-unquote take Jade off TV. Take her off. Now she doesn't have to worry about carrying the championship around. I want Jade to focus on the in-ring ability because that's the only thing that's going to make her not only a believable babyface, because more than likely the baddies are going to turn on her. You know what's going to happen, ladies and gentlemen. It's going to happen. That's what's going to cost her championship when it calls for it. They had this girl out here butt naked, basically wearing money all over on her private parts. I say, here we go, ladies and gentlemen. Here is let's put the black woman out there, dress her like a slut. The presentation of what they are presenting. And I'm telling you right now, I didn't like that. I didn't like that. I said, here go TK. TK think he getting away with this. He not getting away with this. I said, I'm going to call him out on this bull job, because this is bull job right here. One, the second was garbage. And then now she out here dressed up half naked. Come on now. Come on, man. We no. You could have she could have put on the Riddler outfit again, which was the Green Money outfit, but she's not naked. And like I said, the whole segment, and I'm going to get the Bow Wow part when I get there. Like I said, you should have not called it no garbage celebration. It should have been called State the Address of the Baddie Section. It's an address. We are addressing the baddie section. That's what it should have been called. And Bow Wow. Not no freaking celebration, because what do you celebrate? So she comes out there, she says, listen, I'm the one. This is my show. I've been dominating. I've been making everybody that's with me irrelevant. First of all, who the heck is Bow Wow? We ain't heard from Bow Wow in forever. I made him irrelevant again. Now, to address YouTube, I got my championship back at Full Gear without neither one of y'all. I kicked the trash known as Kiera Hogan out. Do I need to kick you two out? Are you two with me or what? So, as she's talking, Bow Wow pops up on the screen. Bow Wow with this promo on top. Hey, what's up, Che? What's going on? Listen, my tour is done, and I heard you've been talking smack. Talk about I ain't irrelevant, but here you are coming to my tour. Let me tell you something. I'm gonna see you later, and then a little kiss or whatever. Look at him. Obviously, he's gonna be playing the stalker, but here's the deal. I think what they're doing, they are going to align Bow Wow with somebody. I'm not sure exactly where we're going, but maybe this is possibly, like I said, more than likely, this is the beginning of the end of Jade Cargill's reign. A lot of people want her to go to 50-0. Not me. I don't want to go to 50-0. I want her to be like I want her to lose this championship. I'm ready for her to lose it. It was great she got it. She did work from the beginning, but now it's time. It's time for Jade to lose that TBS championship. It's time to put it on somebody who not only can outwork her when it comes to in-ring work. See, the one thing though she has down, she's so much better on the mic than where she was 2 years ago. She has the presence. She has all of that. She is all of that. It's just the in-ring work that she still needs work. And then the fact that she running out here half naked, that's Tony Khan them doing. I know exactly what they're doing. Pushing her out here like she's some kind of slut. They need to quit. They need to quit with that bull job. I know, because she the only one to become. Look, I know the other girls be half naked, but not as much as that. She didn't have nothing on. I said, come on now. Come on, TK. You could have done a whole lot better. But by far, unfortunate. That was probably one of the worst segments on the show. It's unfortunate. And it was a waste because the cake didn't get destroyed. I'm like, what was the point of having a cake? What was the point? You didn't need no cake. It wasn't no celebration because you're not celebrating nothing. What is she, 43-0? I'm not. Now, listen, we know a certain clown think he got an L on her. But, 40, what did we celebrate? She didn't do nothing. She didn't do anything. So, like I said, this is another dumb part of TK's part. This is stupid. Like I said, Jade Cargill is Jade Cargill. She's great. She's good on the mic. She has the presence. She got all that. It's still that in-ring work that we waiting on. We are, and I'm hanging in there. I'm not giving up. There's a lot of fools that gave up on Jade Cargill because of the stupid stuff that happened with you know who. They gave up. They been gave up. And it's let me tell you something. We all know fools hate Jade Cargill, not because of that. They hate Jade Cargill because of the same exact reason why they hate Bianca. I don't need to go into details, but y'all already know exactly where I'm going with that. So, but like I said, TK, we got a lot of work to do. It's time to build up somebody to take that championship. Now I know Ruby just came back. You got Ruby and you got Red. So here's the deal. Do you want it to be Red? Maybe Red and Layla are going to align themselves with Bow Wow. Maybe that's where we going. Maybe that's what they doing. Maybe it's gonna be because they line themselves with Bow Wow, and Red ends up taking that championship off of Jay. I don't know, but I'm just throwing stuff out there, So we come back. Billy Gunn is talking to the Acclaim like he a drill sergeant, and they talk about how come we ain't on Dynamite and this and all that, and who's the best tag team or something like that. And then listen, it was just silly. I thought I was watching Major Pain right quick. I'm serious, it was good. So apparently they made a match. They did the Scissor Me Daddy-O. Apparently they made a match for Rampage. I think they're gonna be on Rampage. They're going against somebody on Rampage. I forgot. But obviously they had to make sure they got them on TV. Listen, there's so many possibilities of what can potentially happen with the Acclaim and who they'll lose those titles to. But obviously they're going to have them champions for a good minute too. I'm here for it. I'm just looking for who's next in line. Because anytime somebody wins a championship, you always want to pay attention to who they're going to build up to take those titles off. That's what it's always about. Anytime somebody wins a championship, it's always about how their title run's going to be, but always look for the potential person to dethrone them. That's with any title. I don't care if it's tag team, women's, I don't care. Always pay attention to that because that's what makes epic storytelling. Now, speaking of that, main event, match number 3, like a doggone basketball, playoff, football, not football, baseball or basketball or hockey series or whatever. Death Triangle versus the Elite. I think this could have been a false count anywhere based on how they started off. And they started off kind of remind me exactly like how War Games was, where the match didn't start until everybody got in there and then everybody started beating the brakes off each other. That's basically what happened. So, Death Triangle came out first. And, no, I'm sorry. No. The Elite came out first. Then, as soon as Death Triangle came out, the Elite didn't waste no time. They ran over there and started beating the brakes off each other. So they tore each other up several minutes before they even got to the ring. So I said, we pretty much doing War Games right now. They basically beating each other up, tearing each other up, going crazy, crowd going nuts, all this, woo that. So, part in the ring, they got in the ring. Penta got the hammer from who? Alex Abrahantes. See, Penta has picked up the evil ways from Pac. Ray Phoenix, on the other hand, even though he did from the pay-per-view, he's still not down with the cheat. Penta was going to whack Kenny, and that was Kenny or Matt. He's going to whack one of them in the head. And Ray Phoenix took the hammer away. He's like, bro, we got to win, fair and square. So they started pushing each other. Clowning. And speaking of clowning, that's when the Young Bucks, they start doing all they circus stuff. Look here. I understand it. What they do is not everybody's cup of tea, and that's fine. You don't have to like their style of wrestling, but it's very entertaining. A lot of fools be always talking about how can they. A part of a wrestling show, everything does not need to be the same. It doesn't. So you will have your Mac Classic Wrestling, then you have your Spot Monkey Fest. This is exactly what you get with these two teams. This is exactly what you get. So they tried to make you think that the Elite was going to go down 0-3. They tried to make you think that was going to happen. But Kenny and the Bucks said, they to the freaking no, we not. Matt, Nick, they tore them up, got the victory, crowd goes nuts. And so after they won, Kenny actually got on the mic and said, I haven't had the opportunity to do this. So he says his usual stick, goodbye, Vichu and all that stuff. And apparently that's how the show went off. So match was great. Like I said, what Tony Khan needs to continue to do, storylines matter. You want cats to watch your product. Storylines freaking matter. I don't give a care about no freaking wrestling. It's about the freaking story. You want people invested in what the heck you talking about? Come up with something that makes sense. Come up with something that somebody give a rat's behind about. Because if you just throwing stuff at the wall and thinking it's going to stick, it's not going to stick. It's going to be trash. And then you'll have cats like King Mike who just going to straight take a dump on you. And in some cases, he's right. As you heard, I didn't say everything on the show was Dynamite because it wasn't. There was a couple things on the show that wasn't needed. You had opportunity for certain things that happened on Rampage to tie over on Dynamite. Like I said, with the situation with 10 turning on the Dark Order. He could have explained himself. You could have had that. Get him a House of Black. They back on TV. What are they back on TV for? Explain yourself. Nah. So, like I said, decent episode. Pretty good. TK, just continue to do better. That's all. Great. Still some things that he got to work on. But overall, like I said, I was pleased. I was cool with what I saw. Like I said, certain things could have been better. MJF doing what he got to do. He got you feeling a certain kind of way. That's what you want. That's exactly what you want. So, hey, if you're new to the channel, feel free to subscribe. Hit the comment section up. Tell me how you feel about the show. Hit the like button. I'll talk to you guys later. Holla at your boy.